Prisioneros, de frente. Caballeros, con profunda emoción y gran sentimiento, voy a cumplir el penoso deber de leerles la sentencia del Tribunal Militar. Caballeros, la sentencia de este tribunal es que los tres procesados, Gil Farra, Antonio Sierra Hernández y George Barbed, convictos del delito de contrabando de armas y complot contra la paz del pueblo soberano y la seguridad del gobierno nacional mexicano, sean pasados por las armas.
Sierra, what's he say?
Oh, he said many beautiful words, George. But mostly he said that because we were caught running guns into his country, pretty soon now we're going to be shot.
I thought it was something like that.
And say, George, he also said he was very sorry.
Oh, I did?
Sí, amigo.
¿Gustan ustedes fumar?
Gracias, capitán.
Thanks.
Yeah, he ain't such a bad guy. Nix, no tree on a match. That's bad luck.
I always wanted to leave this belt up in Donahue's bar. Back of the bottles.
John L. Sullivan presented me with this belt. John L. himself. With his own hands, he gave it to me. The night I KO'd Salem McCluskey in the 72nd. Oh, hey, what's your hurry?
¿Quieren ustedes que les vende los ojos?
You want to be blindfolded, Gil? George?
No.
Perfectamente. Posición de tiradores, en pie. Preparen armas. Apunten.
Captain, I'd like a blindfold. Mi amigo quiere que se le vendan los ojos.
Alto. Take him, George. ¡Sargento! ¡No hagan fuego! ¡Sargento! ¡Abrid, muchachos!
You said this was the United States 3 days ago. Is this still the United States? My feet hurt.
Say, Gil, what a shame George is not a horse.
I feel like part of one.
You know what I wish?
No, but make it a good wish. Make it so that out of the sky will fall plenty of good food. And like rain, some coffee.
This one's for a great big wash tub full of beer, with ice floating on the top.
Beer don't have no ice in it.
This beer has.
Me, I'd swap my end of a championship purse for a bucket of water. Plain, ordinary old water.
Got enough?
Oh, yeah, thanks.
I ain't asking thanks. I'm asking $1.06.
$1 for what?
For the water. Did you read?
Yeah, but not that good. Let's go before he puts a price on the air around here.
Oh, a smart galoot, eh?
All right, George. Say, Gil, George is not so good anymore.
No, he's living too soft. Time was when he hit him, they stayed hit. Hey, George, you got a match?
Thanks, fellas.
Come on, kid. Go on, kid. Dirty two-bit swindlers. It's crooks like that that give the West a bad name. 50 cents a bucket. The gall of those galoots.
I'd have done better if I shaved the handle.
Sí, amigo.
Oh, boy, these beans is good. Kind of.
Hear that, George? Sounds like a customer.
You go. I ain't it yet.
Now, George, you've got the kind of a face that turns away wrath. Go on, shake a leg.
Hey, fellas! Hey, fellas! Hey, fellas! Hey, fellas! Hey, fellas! Oh!
Any man that puts a fence around a water hole and sets a price on it is lower than a snake that crawls on its belly.
Well, that's pretty good. You think that all up by yourself?
No, I did. Mr. Claiborne wrote it.
Hey, where you going?
To water our stock and keep that low-down thieving weasel inside.
A little bit of a girl like that getting her all mad. Shame on you.
Well, you said $1 a bucket.
Yeah, but don't you know what tact is? Watch me.
What do you want?
Oh, I just thought I might give you a hand.
Nobody's asking you.
I guess that's tact, huh?
What are you doing?
Oh, nothing.
Well, don't.
Who's he?
My grandfather.
Is he sick?
No,
What's wrong with him?
he's resting up. He got in a big fight.
Fight, huh? Think he's a little old for fighting?
Mr. Claiborne says when a man gets too old to fight for what's right, it's time somebody buried him.
Looks like you pulled out in kind of a hurry. I mean, with that paper half printed.
We did. They didn't want it printed.
Who didn't?
Some man.
What man?
How should I know what man? They all had X's over their faces. I tried to pull one off.
You did, huh? Then what?
Then they put me in a sack. I bit one of them, though. I bit him right through the sack.
Good for you. Then what happened?
Then he dumped me and Mr. Claiborne and everything in a wagon. Told us to span our shirt tails out of town.
Hey, what started all this?
Something me and Mr. Claiborne printed in our newspaper. We print the news.
Squib.
Yes, Mr. Claiborne? Yes, Mr. Claiborne?
Where are we?
Colleen Springs, Mr. Claiborne.
What are we doing here?
Don't you remember? We left town.
Oh, yes. So we did. Mary Elizabeth, we're going back.
You feeling all right now, Mr. Claiborne?
Hurry, Squib.
I'm hurrying, Mr. Claiborne. Will you take those feed bags off the horses, please?
Heading back where you came from, huh?
Hurry, child.
I'm hurrying, Mr. Claiborne.
Well, so long, young lady.
Goodbye and thanks. See ya.
Adios, señorita.
Thanks. Thanks.
Puny little thing, ain't she? Look at them arms. Bones sticking out like you could hang your hat on them.
Hey, Gil, the kid and that old man, they're in plenty of trouble, no?
You heard what she said.
Trouble is not so good. Not when you are in it with only an old man.
How do you think she'll make out?
How do I know? Quit asking foolish questions, will you? How am I know what the kid's gonna do? Anyway, what difference does it make?
The sailor comes out fast, see? He fights and leads with his left. Fly rolls it. Gets inside and gives him the old 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, he falls into a clinch and gives me the knee. Well, I beats him to it with the old elbow right out of the chisel. Well, his eyes rolls up in his head. I uppercuts him with me right, and socko, the sailor is out.
Out where?
Out, you 7, 8, 9, 10. KO'd in the 72nd round. You should have heard them cash customers.
Claiborne.
Yes, Mr. Claiborne.
Are we heading back?
Yes, Mr. Claiborne.
Good. Who's that?
That's Mr. Bird. Mr. Bird and his friends are going back to Santa Marta with us. I told him all about everything, and he said for us not to worry.
Not to worry. Who are these men?
I think they're pretty desperate characters. But nice.
Well, lively little place, isn't it? Anybody live here?
437 inhabitants.
Huh?
Leastways, if the Ellis are the only ones that's left since yesterday. Thanks.
Spooky, that's what it is. I don't see why anybody'd want to live here.
Mr. Claiborne says you could call away the settlers coming in the past year a regular land rush.
Yeah, looks like somebody rushed in and built themselves quite an adobe hut.
That's Santa Marta Hacienda.
Huh?
You never heard of the Santa Marta Ranch? Why, it's the biggest ranch in the Southwest, or West, for most 100 years.
Squib. Where are we?
We're right back where we started from, Mr. Claiborne. Mr. Farrell, Mr. Sierra, will you bring in Mr. Claiborne? Mr. Bird, will you bring in the printing press? Thanks.
Come on, George, help get this press.
Help! Help!
What's the matter, Squib? Come on. Come on out of there.
It's Mr. Prout. Don't shoot. It's Mr. Prout. Are you all right, Mr. Prout? They haven't hurt you, Mr. Prout. Mr. Prout, you're drunk again.
I know, see. Sinful drunk.
Well, I guess this is one time being out on a drunk kept you out of trouble.
Who is he, Squib?
Our printer. Oh, will you please go fetch Mr. Claiborne? I'll take care of him.
Then he falls into another clinch. Well, I flings me head up under his chin.
Muchísimas gracias, señorita.
De nada.
Eso es muy bien.
All right, that's enough, lads. Well, Mr. Claiborne, here she is.
Come daylight, Mr. Prout, you get the wheelbarrow and circulate them.
Circulator. Oh, all right. I presume a body can expect to live forever.
You're quite right, Mr. Prout. Under the circumstances, it's clearly my duty to distribute this edition.
But, Mr. Claiborne, you're not strong enough.
I'll rest for an hour. Then I'll be quite ready.
Hey, Squib, how much do you get for your papers?
10 cents a copy?
Uh-huh. That's not enough. Cash, George.
Morning paper, $1.
Hey, what's going on?
Morning paper.
$1. Here's your change. Adios, amigo.
Help! Help! I've been robbed! Stop them! $1 for a paper and I can't even read.
Hey, come on, wake up.
What is this?
Morning paper, $1.
$1?
Yeah.
Waking me up in the... I ought to bash your face.
What's all the ruckus
Who is
about?
he?
What's he want? What's all the noise about?
I thought maybe you fellas would like to read about the gold strike.
Gold strike?
$1 apiece. Here you are, fella. Here, fella. Here you are. Give me one.
Where is this about the gold
On page 3 in there.
Here it is. What? Gold. Zeke Carruthers returns from Denver. He's the first person in Santa Marta with a solid gold filling in his teeth. Gold strike? Why, that's
You too?
Yes, and I'm going to do something about it.
And Claiborne's got a lot of explaining to do.
Wait a minute, boys. I'm going with you. This is carrying things too far. Breaking into a fellow's house in the middle of the night, taking the money right out of his pocket. See? There's another one.
Where did he go? Where did he go?
It's Johnny's windmill again.
Ah, I got it.
I haven't waited long. Hey, what's that? Put a rope around your neck. Let go. Oh, a gang. Huh? Well, you can't scare me. I'll lick the whole bunch of you. You dirty rats, you'll tip over no more windmills on me. I've been waiting a long time to get a hold of you fellas, and now I got you. Let go of me!
What's the matter with him? We didn't push over his windmill. We didn't even try to sell him a paper.
Get out!
Johnny! 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 Are you hurt?
No, I'm all right. Look, Sharon, they've done it again for the 4th time in 2 weeks. But that's not going to stop me. I'll put her up, and I'll keep on putting her up every time they pull her down. Or will I? What's the use? The people in this town don't want water, and they don't appreciate what I'm trying to do. Why waste my time? I'll get out of here.
Sure. That's just what someone wants you to do.
Who? Why?
I don't know. But the way things keep happening.
Well, if they think they're going to run me out of here, they're crazy. Three quick ones. Whiskey.
Tequila. Beer. George, give me the salt and the lemon.
$3.
Here's $5. Take it out of there. 5 of them, $1 a throw. Give me the change. Come on. You're staying down here, George.
No.
You're staying down here to keep an eye on him.
You stay right here, see? If you so much as move your feet, I'll come right back and I'll break them off.
Well?
We thought you was 3 dames.
We really thought you might like to buy a copy of the Clarion. $1.
Oh. I thought the publisher of the Clarion had gone.
Gone? Say they bunged him right out on his ear. Him and the kid both. I'd certainly like to...
Mr. Claiborne came back.
Good for him. Gentlemen, please. Stefan. Gentlemen, I do hope you'll forgive my servants' zeal. They know how highly I regard my privacy. My last possession. Will you gentlemen honor me?
Thank you.
Gracias, señor.
To your health, Mr.
Farah. Gil Farah.
Army,
Not anymore.
West Point at a venture.
These are my friends, Mr. Sierra and Mr. George Byrd.
Señor.
My name's Repstock. Louis Repstock, gentlemen.
That's a surprising bar you have downstairs.
Yes. Yes, that's what I thought when I returned from abroad and found that my servants had set it up in my reception hall.
I can imagine.
One must live. My home in its former state. You see, Santa Marta has been in my family for 3 generations. Shall we drink to your success now in journalism? Mr. Farah, do you expect your connection here to be a permanent one?
Well,
No, señor. I do not think we shall be here very long.
I'm sorry our visit must be so brief.
Adios. Yeah, adios. Just a moment, gentlemen. Just a moment. If you'll follow me, I believe I can furnish you with a less embarrassing exit. Across the patio, gentlemen.
Once more, señor.
Adios. Thank you, sir.
Not at all. Oh, Mr. Byrd, you might leave me a paper.
Now, on the house.
Doesn't make any difference what you do now. Too late. Mr. Claiborne's... You can't hurt him anymore.
What does she mean?
Mr. Claiborne's dead.
Dead?
Someone thrashed him last night and tried to chase him out of town.
Who did it?
I don't know. I wasn't here.
Do you know Squib? Well, Squib, you sure dusted them out in a hurry. Nice work.
We did all right for you, too. $83 after we took our divvy.
That's all right with you, Squib. We'll be on our way.
That's all right.
Then that's fine, because I don't think the people here like us very much. Adios, Squib.
Yeah, adios.
Oh, so long, Squib. So long, pal. Hey, what's the matter, kid? What's the matter? In memoriam. Homer Granville Claiborne, who in the serene hope of the blessed resurrection and life everlasting departed this life. Oh, I'm sorry, Squib.
Kid took it kind of hard, huh?
It's too bad for her. No father, no mother, nobody.
She was a good little old kid, huh?
And smart. That thing about her grandfather, that was very beautiful.
Do you think she'll stay here and print that paper all by herself?
How do I know? Quit asking me questions, will you? How do I know what the kid's gonna do? Anyway, what do we care?
get off here, Mr. Barbed. Anything I can do, honey, you just let me know. And if you don't, I'll consider it real unfriendly.
Thanks, Miss Sharon.
Goodbye, Mr. Prout.
Goodbye, Miss Sharon.
I guess maybe you better get yourself a drink, Mr. Prout. I guess maybe this is one time you can have all you want.
Aye, lassie. I doubt it'll have the old relish.
Sam Barbary!
Back in a minute, Squib.
Covered all the trails and couldn't see no sign of 'em. Them three fellas is still in town, hid out somewhere.
Three fellas?
What happened? They killed Tom P.
Come on up. See? The newspaper and everything. They've been through Tom's pockets, same as they did to me.
It's them, all right.
Must be them three fellas. It's as plain as the nose in your face.
Sure, it must be.
No, it isn't them. They didn't do it. I tell you, they didn't do it.
Yeah,
But
that's
Mr. Bowder, you gotta listen to me. They were only trying to help me and Mr. Claiborne.
Just a minute, Squib. Easy now. Suppose you tell me where they are.
I don't know where they are, Mr. Bowdery.
All right, and I reckon you better trot along home, Squib.
Mr. Bowdery, I...
Done as the sure as you're born.
Yes, and they're still in town.
Let's find them and take them to the cottonwood.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, let's go.
Come on, let's get on with it. I've got to go get one.
Mr. Farrar. Mr. Farrar. Sierra. Mr. Farrar.
I don't think you'll find them there. They'd hardly be so foolish as to remain in Santa Marta, would they now?
You don't think they did it, Mr. Epstock, do you?
I don't know, my child. Oh, sorry about your grandfather. Is there anything I can do?
No, thank you. Thanks. Oh, wow! Johnny! Johnny! Hey, what kind of wire is this?
That's called barbed wire, honey. It's the kind that keeps the cattle in and the varmints out.
Well, get me out. Gosh, you shouldn't string that stuff around here. It's got fish hooks in it.
I wish I'd had some of it strung around last night. I might have caught those three fellas.
Three fellas. Have you seen them?
Who hasn't? They dumped over my windmill.
They did not.
I caught them red-handed.
Wasn't them. Somebody's been dumping over your windmill regular ever since you started putting it up. Those three fellas, they just got in last night.
They did?
Sure they did. And Johnny, if you happen to see him, tell him I said to get out of town, quick.
Oh, wait a minute, young lady. What's that wire? So!
Hello, Squib. Wait, see what I've got.
I'm in an awful big hurry.
You want to see this one?
A piano.
Yes. I sent all the way to St. Louis for it. A genuine ivory.
Play something.
Oh, I can't play on it.
You can't play it?
But think how nice it'll look in my parlor. I love beautiful things, don't you, Squib?
Yeah, sure I do. It sure will. Oh, Grace.
Squib, what is it? What's the matter?
I gotta find someone. Three fellas.
Three fellas? I should think one would be enough.
No, I gotta find all three of them.
Well, who are they?
Well, one of them's always going like this. And one wears an earring here. And the other one is tall with dark wavy hair and blue eyes. You know.
Well, I haven't seen him. And I'm pretty sure I would have remembered the you-know one.
Oh, Miss Sharon, how you talk. That's them, all right. That's the way they'd work.
Oh, cheese.
Oh, jeez.
Slick, huh? Yeah. Hey, when are you going to get me them jelly beans?
Never mind the jelly beans. Get back there and keep your mind on your job.
Oh, quit worrying. Ain't nobody bothering the Clarion office, and ain't nothing going to happen to the kid.
Ah, the people are not met with Squib. Only with us.
I guess you're right. We'll pull out here tonight.
Say, Gil, my friend, you better get some more cigarettes before we go.
Say, fellas, you got to remember I'm fishing blind. I take what I get and like it.
Ah. Oh, what is it?
Take it off. Oh. Try 'em on for size, George. you know, we could settle down here and set up housekeeping. Hey, quit jiggling my arm, will you? Ain't there, you see?
Ow! Ow! Slow down, no account thieving pack rats. Get up! And you, sneaking up here like weasels in a hen coop, stealing the bread out of an honest girl's mouth. Why, you great big thieving lummoxes, you ought to be ashamed. Call yourselves men? Huh, look at your faces. Riff-raff, jailbirds!
Sharon, not so loud. Please, you gotta hurry and get out of here. They're looking for you. They've got a rope.
Yeah, and 3 necks more ready for stretching I've never seen. Now get off my roof. You heard me, get off!
Hey, help you carry the things down, ma'am?
Get! Get.
Sneak down to the creek bottom and hide in the cottonwoods till the start. Quick, hurry.
You're all right, kid. Thanks for everything.
I don't know. You men have certainly ruined my reputation.
So long, Squid.
Bye.
The rats. The tall one, the one with the nice voice. What's his name?
Mr. Farah?
Farah. That's the right pretty name.
You don't like him. I mean, Mr. Farah. I mean, I don't think he'd be a good influence in a woman's life.
Get away from that. I thought I told you to go.
Miss Sharon, seldom has it been our misfortune to meet so charming a young lady under such unfavorable circumstances. And before leaving, these gentlemen and I felt it incumbent upon us to offer you our profound apologies for the inconveniences which our presence here has inflicted upon you. We feel that...
Most beautiful, senorita. It is as my friend says. We could not leave until the sorrow that is in our hearts has been spoken.
Yeah, me too.
You see what I mean? That's how they work. All I can say is I hope they catch you and I hope they hang you for good. Personally, I don't care.
And now, Miss Sharon, since you insist, we shall leave. Morituri te salutant.
Adiós, señorita hermosa. Ha sido para mí un grandísimo gusto de conocerla. Me pongo a sus pies, servidor de usted, Antonio Hernández Sierra.
Yeah, me too.
And incidentally, Miss Sharon, may I say that you have a most superior piano? I shall think of it with pleasure. Adios.
Oh, wait a minute. Are they hard to play?
Hard? Why, it's easy as falling off a log. Of course, you've got to learn, but you could learn in no time at all.
Honest?
Oh, quick as nothing.
Well, quicker than nothing.
Excuse me. Hands like that and you've never learned to play? Look at those hands. Look at those fingers.
Beautiful.
Miss Sharon, I think I can say without fear of contradiction that you are a born pianist. I'll bet I could teach you in 6 easy lessons.
Oh, I bet you could teach her in 1.
Yes, sit down, Miss Sharon, please. Now, the first thing is the position of the body. Now, of course, we have the black keys and the...
They're coming right across the street.
Well, that was almost lesson number 1.
Well, adios, señorita.
Yeah, adios.
The roof. Uh-oh.
In there, quick.
Oh, come.
Don't be scared, Miss Sharon. We're looking for 3 fellas.
You think you can traipse into an honest girl's premises without a by your leave? You're
Sharon, you might just as well let them look because they're going to anyhow.
dirtying up my... Put that pickle back.
They ain't on the roof.
Well, Squid, shall we play him a duet?
I know where they are, Mr. Boundary.
You do?
I'm sure I know. I heard them say something when they left. Yes, it was about the cottonwoods.
Back of Johnny's windmill?
That's it. Come on, I'll show you.
The kid's getting him away.
Come on, everybody. Come on, hurry. I'll show you.
Hello, fellas.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Come on, let's get going.
Where are we going?
Over to the cottonwood.
You go on ahead. We'll meet you there.
Cottonwoods.
Yeah.
Hey, what's this all about?
I'll tell you what it's about. It's about Tom Page. You done to him just what you done to me. Turned his pockets inside out and stuck a newspaper in his hand. Except you broke his neck.
That's right. That's the way Page was killed last night.
Come on. Let's get going.
We're not going anywhere. If you try to take us, it's liable to be a bad job for a lot of you.
Mr. Baldry. Come on. No, Johnny, they didn't do it. Please let me down. They didn't do it. Don't let them do it.
No.
Please let me
We didn't kill anybody. We didn't come here to kill anybody. So before you begin on this, you better find out who we are. Shall I tell them?
Why not?
Sure.
All right. Gentlemen, you are attempting to pin a crime on the most famous peace officer of the West.
That's right.
The man who cleaned up Alkali, Salt Fork, and Grapevine. The man who single-handed clapped the Hedges gang behind the bars of a federal penitentiary. Colonel George Hamilcar Byrd.
That's right.
He's the kind of man your community needs. A strong man. Show him, Colonel. Absolutely fearless, able, representing at its best the strength of the law. Show him, Colonel. A man to whom the greatest odds are nothing. A man who shrinks at nothing. A man who stops at nothing. Show him, Colonel.
We admit the colonel is strong.
You want law and order, don't you?
Yes, and it's time somebody did something about it.
All right. Then make the colonel here, town marshal.
We only have your word for the colonel's character.
What can you lose? Give him a month, and if he hasn't made good then, I say hang him.
That's right.
To the marshal.
And gentlemen, it's on the house. Gentlemen?
Ripsack?
Senor?
So you have decided to stay, after all?
That's right.
Yeah, I'm the new marshal.
Well, how fortunate. Or unfortunate, as the case may be.
Will he be back?
I don't know. You never can tell about Gil.
Where'd he go?
I don't know that either.
Mr. Byrd, don't you think I look pretty old for my age? I mean, like I might have had lots of experience, don't I?
Sure.
Now, you take Miss Sharon in a different sort of way, of course. I guess she's had lots of experience, too.
Yeah. I bet she knows her Q's and P's.
Sure. But I bet I understand men better. And I think I could be a better influence in a man's life. I mean, I'm not like most women.
Senorita? Marshal?
Hey, wait a minute. Where you going?
Oh, it's such a beautiful day. I think maybe I go and look at a horse.
Just to look at a horse. You sure have smelt yourself up pretty. I think I'm going along and have a look for myself.
No, my friend. You better stay here. You forget you are now a servant of the people. If you were needed, you would feel foolish to say, my friends, I'm sorry I'm not here, but I was looking at a horse. No, George, adios.
You better hurry. It sounds like somebody's teaching that horse how to play the piano. Marshal?
One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, start again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Keep the back straight and the chin up. That's right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, you've got to remember to keep the wrists and the fingers relaxed.
Customer. Who is it?
That Johnson.
Tell him I can't sell him a thing until he pays what he owes.
And now, let's see, where were we? Oh, yes. You've got to remember to keep the wrists and the fingers relaxed. Now, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Is the matter tired?
No. No, just stretching.
Just remember, the harder you work, the sooner you'll learn. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Just try to forget I'm here. What?
Another customer? Who is it then?
Friend.
I'll tell him to go away. Ah, mi linda señorita.
¿Cómo está usted, señor Sierra?
Muy bien, ¿y usted?
¿Qué es lo que le pasa a Gil?
Se ve tan triste. Pobrecito. Las mujeres hermosas le causan tristeza a Gil.
¿Por qué?
Como el niño que ha comido muchos pastelitos. Al ver más y con el estómago lleno, come y come y come y lo hacen sentirse indispuesto.
Quit talking behind my back.
I'd come over and see how you're getting along.
Just fine, Squib. I'm glad you dropped over.
You are?
Sure, I need somebody to hold this ladder.
You don't see much of Miss Sharon during the day, do you?
Mm-mm.
That sounds like Miss Sharon's piano.
Yeah, I guess it must be.
You don't think maybe Mr. Farr's over there giving her a lesson, do you?
You think so? That's a funny sort of a job for a grown man to be at in the middle of the day. Oh, that's... Hey, Squib, hold on to him! Hold on to him!
Sure in a hurry, ain't we?
Wasn't that Shelby? Yeah.
Shelby, Todd Shelby.
Wonder what brought him to town.
Go get the marshal.
Folks been telling me this town's got itself a marshal. Well, where is he? Why don't somebody go get him so as I can look him over?
Colonel Bird, you gotta get out of here quick. You gotta hide.
Huh?
Todd Shelby's in town. He's bad and mean. He just killed a fella.
He did?
Killed him outside of the saloon.
Yeah.
You gotta hurry and get out of here quick and hide.
Me? Hide? Why do I gotta hide?
Because he'll kill you. Come on, I'll show you a
Oh,
place.
no, I can't hide.
But-
I'm the new marshal. I gotta arrest him. Look, you stay right here, and I'll be right back.
Hurry, hurry. Mr. Bird's been shot in the saloon. Come on. While you're lollygagging around with her, he's been killed. If anything happens to him, it's all your fault.
Looking for somebody, Bub?
You Todd Shelby?
Yeah, I'm Shelby.
Well, I'm the new marshal.
Stay where you are or I'll blow your head off left-handed.
Well, what are you waiting for, Colonel?
Colonel ain't waiting for nothing, are you, Colonel? You're getting right out of here, ain't you? You look a little pale around the gills, Marshal. Maybe he needs a drink to give him strength enough to walk out of here. Drink it.
Hey! Take it easy, fellas.
words fail us. No tribute, be it ever so glowing. No song of praise, be it ever so loud, can sufficiently commend Colonel Boyd's heroism. That's me. Oh. Todd Shelby, still reeking with the blood of his innocent victim. And, oh yeah, here I am again. There stands Colonel George Hamilcar Boyd. Citizens, bare your heads. That little old girl sure can write pretty.
Old Claiborne wrote that more than 10 years ago, George. Squibb just copied it. That was a tribute to Stonewall Jackson.
Well, that just goes to show you the kind of fellas me and Stonewall Jackson is.
All right, come on, amigos, let's go.
Hey, we better practice that once more.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Squibby. Happy birthday to you.
Pretty good.
Hey, wait a minute. Clem ain't here yet. Oh, Clem, here's the key. Make yourself to home.
Have a good time.
We'll bring you some birthday cake. If there is any birthday cake. Hiya, Mr. Prop. Hiya, Prop.
Hi.
Oh, birthday cake.
Surprise.
Where is she?
In yonder. Pretty in her cellar.
Take 10.
Can I come in?
Yes, come in.
Happy birthday, Squibb.
Thanks.
Don't you look scrumptious.
Thanks, Mr. Farrar.
Here. Something I got for you.
For me? Thanks. Oh. Oh, it's so beautiful. Anybody seen it there'd think I was engaged.
Well, what's wrong with that?
No, Mr. Farrar. I'm sorry, but I've thought this whole thing over, and I've quite made up my mind that there can never be anything between us.
Well, Squibb,
Sit down. I want to talk to you. Let's give that ring to Miss Sharon.
Oh, but Squibb, I got
Let
the
me
ring.
finish. Mr. Farrar, as you probably know, I'm very much in love with you. Of course, I know it's a great mistake for a woman to admit a thing like that. But, well, I guess it doesn't matter now. You see, I've decided to give you up.
Oh, you have, huh?
Yes, I've decided you must marry Miss Sharon.
Mary? Oh, no, Squibb,
Mr. Farrar, when a man's got your kind of a reputation, marriage is the only honorable thing.
You don't say.
Yes, and you got to work fast. Miss Sharon's pretty popular. Mr. Sierra's crazy about her, so is Colonel Byrd, and so is Mr. Cash.
Oh, him.
Mr. Cash is no him. He's the kind Mr. Claiborne always says bores in from underneath. Look, I got it all worked out. I've invited Miss Sharon and...
Oh, she coming? Hey, that's real nice.
Listen, here's how it's going to be. After supper, I'll say, oh, Miss Sharon, I do wish we had some cards so we could have a hand of whist. Well, Miss Sharon's crazy about whist. So she'll say, I'll go and get mine. That's where you come in.
Oh.
It's simple, you'll say. If you will permit me, Miss Sharon, I should consider it a very great privilege to come with you. You'll say.
So will all those other wolves.
You just leave them to me. When you get Miss Sharon over the Emporium, well, the rest is up to you. Knowing how you work, I guess I won't have to tell you anything more.
Hey, Squibb, Gil, what's keeping you two?
We're coming. I guess we'd better go now. You know how people talk.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Squibby. Happy birthday, dear Squibby. Happy birthday to you. Surprise!
Why, Mr. Pratt, 14 candles. I'm only 13.
Do we eat now?
No. Yes, there's Miss Sharon coming now.
Hello, everybody.
Oh.
Happy birthday, darling.
Hello.
Oh, he would come. I hope you don't mind.
No, Mr. Claiborne always said the more the merrier.
Thanks, Squibb. It's all right. I got it.
Good evening, Miss Sharon.
Evening, Mr. Brown.
Happy birthday, Squibb. I brought you a present.
Oh, thanks. I bet nobody can guess what it is. Cards.
Well,
Oh, like a good game of solitaire.
We can play casino.
isn't that dandy?
Yes, just what I needed.
Oh, you know some tricks?
Oh, I know a couple.
Say, that's all right.
Thanks. Oh, Squib, watch this one. It's called the accordion shuffle. Oh, that's too bad, Squib. I'm sorry.
That's funny. First time I ever saw him miss.
Well, that's the end of the year.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
Well, as Mr. Claiborne always said, there's no use crying over spilt milk.
That's right, girl. We get some more tomorrow.
I guess we might as well eat then.
Suits me. You know, Squib, we're actually celebrating 2 birthdays today.
Is it your birthday, too?
No, my windmills. It's all set up.
Is it working?
Slick as a whistle.
Well, Johnny, what you doing here? I should think you'd be over watching it.
That's right where I would be, if there was any wind.
That's right. Help yourself. I'll look at my present.
Well, we're certainly not waiting.
I'll
Just
say
a minute,
that.
I can't eat all that.
Well, I was hungry. I've been saving up. I ain't had yet today.
It's a shame I wasn't able to offer you a wee bit of haggis.
Haggis? What's that?
Where you take some meal and some raisins and you put it into the stomach of a sheep.
No, thanks. I'd rather have ham. I'm sure of that.
Miss Sharon? Yeah?
No, thanks. I'll have one.
But they ain't good.
George, you eat too much.
Johnny, look!
There she blows. Excuse me.
What is it, Johnny?
The wind. My windmill.
Ain't you hungry?
It's a shame Johnny had to leave so soon.
It's all more for us. Here, you have that. I'll give you some beer.
No, I don't want to party.
Never mind, Lassie, never mind.
I don't want to overindulge myself, Mr. Prout, but you better let me have a little of that ham and some of the turkey and maybe another biscuit.
Well, Miss Shear and I do wish Mr. Farr hadn't spoiled the cards. We could have had a game of whist if we had some cards.
Don't worry, dear. I'll get mine.
Oh, that's very kind of you, Miss Sharon. If you will permit me, I should consider it a very great privilege to go with you.
Thank you.
I'll get your coat.
Thank you, Squib.
Well, guess might as well eat.
There ain't many of us left, is there?
Come on.
Let's stay here, huh? I'll tell you what. We'll let the cards decide. High hand wins.
Just a minute. I'll deal. Three queens.
3 queens, huh? Yeah. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Shall we continue with your piano lessons?
No, thanks.
You like it?
It's beautiful. And effective. Mr. Farrer, haven't you any conscience at all?
Precious little.
Dreadful person.
A rat, definitely.
Tricky.
Shiftless.
But clever.
No, not so clever. Because I'm going to say something I never figured I'd say. Something I shouldn't say and something you shouldn't listen to. But Sharon, if you were to marry me, say, day after tomorrow, it'd be a very foolish but a very wonderful thing for you to do. Take your time. I'm giving you something very special to say it to.
It'd be so very simple, Gil. If we could do something about that other me.
What other you?
The me that belongs out there. The me that slices the bacon, wraps up the groceries, keeps the books and marks up the merchandise to show a 50% profit. The me that's looking forward to a future as secure and well ordered as a bank. That me says no.
What about the other you?
Igual mueren el occidente los brillos rayos del alto.
Go away. Will you please go away?
What's the matter, Gil? Don't you like that one?
Maybe you like this one.
This is the one we used for that girl in Abilene. Remember?
Ay, 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 ay. Canta y no llores.
The Emperor.
Ay, 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 ay.
Colonel Byrd?
Huh?
What do you suppose they're doing up there? I mean, Miss Sharon and him.
Well, right now, in offhand, I'd say that they was, Hey, Squib, why don't you run along home?
Must be wonderful. Colonel Byrd, have you ever been up on a roof with a girl in the moonlight?
Yeah. Once I was. Yeah, but she pushed me off. Hey, Squib, don't you think you better skitter along?
No. I'm going to wait and find out what happened.
I better take Clemens' cake before it's all gone.
Colonel Byrd, do you suppose I made a mistake? I mean, about giving him up to Miss Sharon? You know, maybe after all I was the kind of woman he really needed.
He's asleep. It would serve him right if I ate his cake. You're gone. Clem, wake up! Hey, come on, Clem. He's dead.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
We better go get Mr. Farrar.
That's right. Get him.
This shoelace was around poor Clem's neck. I guess he got too close to those bars. Come on, Squib. You go home and stay there. Go on, do as I tell you. Come on, George. It's a windmill.
It was terrible. When Mr. Byrd tried to give him his cake, he just sort of fell over, dead. He'd been strangled with a shoelace.
It's the devil's own work.
You mean it's Todd Shelby's work. Mr. Farrar said Clem got too near to the bars. And Mr. Pratt, you know what he wrote on the marshal's office?
What?
Todd Shelby wrote, "You dogs have had your day."
No.
Yes, with shoe blacking.
You dogs have had your day. Dogs, you have had your day. No, no, Squibby. Todd Shelby didn't write that.
Then who did?
It was Alexander Pope. I don't doubt Todd Shelby put it there on the wall, but the words were written by Alexander Pope. Let's see. Dogs, you have had your day. Here it is. Dogs, ye have had your day. It's about a man who come home from a long voyage to find his house despoiled, his worldly goods dissipated, his land and cattle gone. His name was Ulysses.
I remember what Mr. Claiborne said. He said Louis Rebstock came back from Europe to find the settlers had taken everything, just like Ulysses. That's what he said.
Louis Rebstock? Mr. Claiborne said that?
Yes. What else does it say? What does it say came next?
The hour of vengeance, wretches, now is come. Impending fate is yours, and instant doom.
Get some brandy, quick.
And furthermore...
Wait a minute, how do I get that down? Very good, almost as Mr. Claiborne himself.
I see, but it's no good enough. We'll start again. We accuse Louis Rebstock. Aye, that's it. Get it down. Wait. We, the editors and publishers of the Santa Marta Clarion, do hereby publicly brand and accuse Louis Rebstock of the brutal murder of Clem Bowdry.
Well, before I knew what was happening, the rope dropped over my neck and jerked me off my feet. The next thing...
Over by Bill Martin's corral.
Keep the door locked.
No, Johnny, you mustn't.
In the office of the town marshal.
Wait a minute. Remember what Mr. Claiborne used to say about an honest newspaper? Maybe it'd be a good idea to stick that in, too.
Aye, how did it go now?
Well, Mr. Claiborne always said that an honest newspaper was a small sword of justice. He said that when a scoundrel has entrenched himself beyond the reach of the law, it's the bounden duty of a newspaper to shout his wickedness from the housetops.
Aye, lassie, we'll put that in. When the scoundrel.
Don't you touch him, Mr. Rebstock. Don't you touch him.
It's Bill Martin, all right? Mr. Clary.
Squib! She's dead. She's been shot.
The kid's dead, Rebstock. You've got about 1 minute to say anything that's on your mind.
Odd how history repeats itself, isn't it? 75 years ago, my grandfather was killed by the Apaches here, in this very room. In fact, he was standing right here, where I am standing now. He was attempting to defend Santa Marta against a horde of savages. Ironic, isn't it, Mr. Farrar, that I should die here, too? Attempting to defend the Santa Marta of my generation against another kind of savage. White riffraff. Land grabbers. They swarmed in like locusts. All the offscourings of the frontier that could turn a wheel or steal a horse. They drove out my cattle. They fenced in my water holes. They plowed up my river pastures. And like a hideous, leprous growth, their filthy shacks engulfed my hacienda itself. What was there for me to do, Mr. Farrar? But to devote my entire life to destroying them and drive that scum from Santa Marta.
Have you finished?
No, not quite. The savage that killed my grandfather, Mr. Farrar, was standing exactly where you are standing now.
Hey, Gil, you all right?
Hold the door, George. All right, Gil? Yeah.
I'm all right.
Help yourself, it's on the house.
No tequila, Gil?
We was worried for a minute.
What's the matter with you, George?
Oh, another inch in there to put a hole in me belt.
Pull up your shirt, let's get a look at it.
No.
Go on, pull up your shirt.
No.
Sierra.
Oh, no.
Now, George, take it easy. You know you're not well.
I am too well. I've been well for a week. Oh, let me have my pants.
Now, lie down and relax. Go on.
Oh, what's the idea of keeping me here making out like I was dying? Hey, Sierra, I can get up, can't I?
No, George, my friend, you must not get up.
There, you see? We're your friends. We know what's best for you.
Oh, when can I get up?
Oh, today, maybe. As soon as the preacher goes away.
Preacher? What's the preacher got to do with my staying in bed?
It's very simple, George. Today, the preacher is in town. Tomorrow, he will be gone for 3 months.
Huh?
Sure, my friend. And without the preacher, how can Gil marry the beautiful Miss Sharon?
Are you accusing me of trying to jilt the most wonderful girl in the world just because I have to sit up night and day with a wounded pal? It's a fine thing when my 2 best friends want to misunderstand me. You know how I feel about Miss Sharon. She's the sweetest, loveliest, most unusual girl I've ever met. I'd marry her in a minute if I didn't have to stay.
Oh, it's good you feel that way, Gil. Because she's waiting with the preacher now.
She is?
Si, amigo.
Now, therefore, I pronounce you husband and wife.
Oh, Gil, my friend, I'm sorry. I just remember. I forgot to tell you Miss Sharon's message.
What message?
Oh, she said many beautiful words. But mostly she said that she wished very much that you would be very happy and...
And what?
Oh, I forgot what she called it.
Come on.
Oh, yes, I remember, amigo. It was something about the other me.
Lucky? Mind if I kiss the bride?
No, go ahead.
Me too.
Que Dios te dé mucha vida, guapa. Mucha felicidad.
Gracias.
Y muchos bebitos.
Hey! Oh, hey, fellas! Wait a minute! 3 days ago, you said we was in California. Are we still in California?
Yes, we will be for a few more days, George.
Oh. Well, anyhow, my feet don't hurt.